Good day! Breastfeeding is often celebrated for the benefits it provides babies. But did you know it also offers significant health benefits for mothers? But before we get into today's conversation, grab your cup of coffee and join us on Freshly Brewed, where compelling conversations brew between fascinating guests and Business Mirror's journalist hosts. For this episode, we'll discuss the importance of breastfeeding and how it supports a mother's health and well-being. Let's listen in to the conversation between Dr. Joyce Estela A. Jerus, Obstetrician-Gynecologist of Perpetual Health Medical Center, Las Piñas, and our very own Ruth Dela Cruz, Business Mirror's Health and Fitness Editor.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to Freshly Brewed. Breastfeeding is often described as one of the best gifts a mother can give her child. But while much of the conversation focuses on the baby, breastfeeding also brings significant benefits to mothers themselves. But before that, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like and follow our Facebook page. To help us better understand these benefits and the importance of support for breastfeeding women, we are joined today by Dr. Joyce Estela A. Jerus, an OB-GYN from the Perpetual Health Medical Center, Las Piñas. Dr. Joyce, thank you for joining us today.
And thank you too for inviting us.
Thank you. So let's begin with the bigger picture. When breastfeeding is discussed, the focus is usually on the baby. As they say, breast milk is best for babies. Why is it important to also talk about the benefits of breastfeeding to mothers? And what are some of the biggest misconceptions mothers have about breastfeeding?
True, when you say breastfeeding, ang concept is only for the baby.
Mm-hmm.
But for the mother's side, it has many benefits, especially after delivery.
Okay.
It ensures that the baby will not be experiencing any, the mother would immediately recover postpartum or post-delivery.
Mm-hmm.
And later on in life, there will be lower incidences of medical conditions like hypertension, cholesterolemia, and at least it also creates a strong bond between the mother and the child.
Okay. What misconceptions do mothers have about breastfeeding?
In the clinic, mother usually, the one of the most common misconceptions that mother experiences would be breastfeeding is automatic, that it is normally and spontaneously done. But the truth is, breastfeeding is a learned skill for the mother and the child. So right before or even during pregnancy, breastfeeding should be discussed with the patient along with her obstetrician-gynecologist.
Okay.
Number two would be people or mothers with small breasts are incapable of producing milk. Or lesser amount of milk. This is not true.
Okay.
Breast size has nothing to do with the capacity to produce milk as well as the volume.
Okay.
And number three would be, Dok, baka wala akong gatas. That's the fear of most moms, first-time mothers, or even yung marami ng anak.
Yeah.
But what they should understand is, even before or during the first few days after delivery, the breast produces your liquid gold, that is the colostrum.
Yes.
And it's a very powerful and very nutritious fluid from the breast.
Okay.
That even in small amounts, it is more than enough for the baby with a tiny stomach. But mothers should also remember that breastfeeding is essential in producing milk. The more you breastfeed, the more you frequent breastfeeding, it increases or it stimulates the mammary glands to produce more milk.
Okay.
And then it gives the mother more supply for the baby.
Okay. As you mentioned, Doctora, even before giving birth, breastfeeding should also be discussed na.
Yes.
With your OB-GYN. What sort of tips do these OB-GYNs give to the moms to be?
Even before you're pregnant, or most of the time, mothers comes to us asking for or would want to give to get pregnant.
Yeah.
So what we do is we discuss to them, especially how to take care of the newborn right after
Okay.
delivery. And we ask them what are their apprehensions, anxieties, so we can discuss it to them, like if they are capable of producing milk, if their inverted nipple or the nipple is too small,
Yeah.
or would they be able to take care of the baby. So it's very important that the OB-GYN would answer all or most of the questions of the mother during prenatal consultations, to give them the chance to be educated about breastfeeding, making them more confident to handle the newborns in the future.
Okay. So does breastfeeding come right after giving birth, or does it take a few days for moms to develop it?
The milk usually doesn't come on the day you give birth.
Okay.
There are a few patients who would produce milk at least a week before the term.
Oh, okay.
We say the 37 weeks. But majority would take about a week or two before the breast milk comes out. But the
Okay.
most important thing is right after delivery, the baby has to be placed on the chest of the mother,
Okay.
what we call the unang yakap, to create the bond. The misconception is the baby should immediately suck on the nipple.
Yes.
That's not true. Magagalit yung baby eh.
Okay.
Kasi very foreign sa kanila yung nipple. So pag sinuksok mo yung nipple sa mouth ni baby,
Opo.
magagalit yan. So, ang sasabihin ng mother, hindi siya accepted ng anak niya. Pero kasi, ikaw ba naman galing sa tiyan, sasaksakan ka ng nipple? Talagang hindi mo gugustuhin.
Okay.
So, ang purpose nun kasi is to create a bond,
Okay.
and then for the newborn to know the smell of the mother. And when it's the time for the newborn to feed, kasi nga gutom na siya,
Yes.
she would look for the nipple of the mother.
Okay.
And when the newborn sucks on the nipple, that's the time that the signal will be sent to the mammary or the milk glands to
Okay.
produce the milk.
Okay.
So most of the time, if we don't have enough milk or
Yeah.
the mother has not been producing milk, we just comfort them. We tell them what would happen. And if ever there is a case or a need to get other milk from mothers who are willing to donate,
Yeah.
and that has been screened human milk, then we advise the patient.
Okay. So how does breastfeeding help a mother's body recover from childbirth?
During pregnancy, a lot of changes happens in the body of the mother. So immediately after birth, the mother's uterus should be able to contract. And it's
Okay.
with the help of breastfeeding that it stimulates the hormones, the production of the hormones oxytocin,
Okay.
that causes the uterus to contract.
Okay.
And every time the sucking motion is done by the baby, oxytocin is produced.
Okay.
So each time that the uterus is contracting, dumiliit din siya to the pre-pregnancy weight.
Okay.
So ito yung way ng body to heal itself, na hindi siya duduguin kasi nga nagko-contract yung uterus. At the same time, when the mother is breastfeeding, all the nutrients comes from the mother. So
Okay.
hindi naman siya kakain ng kakain eh. So whatever fat that the mother has in the stored in the body, especially during pregnancy, yun yung nako-consume during pregnancy or during breastfeeding. Kasi breastfeeding needs a lot of energy.
Yep.
So any fat within the body, especially stored during the pregnancy months, mako-consume yun ng body. Kaya nga minsan pag dumadating yung pasyente sa akin na, Dok, ang tabako pa din. Sinasabi ko sila, give it 1 or 2 weeks na
Okay.
purely breastfeeding, babalik ka sa katawan mo na ang weight mo pang dalaga. And true enough, bumabalik talaga sila. Even with just 1 week na pure breastfeeding, bumabalik talaga.
Okay. So you also get to lose weight, no? Yung
Yes,
mga
you
moms
lose
are
weight, and at the
breastfeeding.
same time, when you lose weight, your blood glucose metabolism becomes normal.
Okay.
You tend to have lesser chances of becoming hypertensive,
Uh-huh.
and lesser chances din na magkaroon ng problems. And also, it affords protection from breast cancer and ovarian cancer.
Oh, okay.
So, marami talaga siyang benefits.
Okay. And you also mentioned kanina, hypertension po, no? What other long-term health benefits can breastfeeding give to mothers?
Lesser medical conditions that because of the metabolic syndrome, and at the same time, it creates the emotional and psychological bond between the mother and the newborns.
So, of course, breastfeeding is not just a physical experience, no, Doctora, no? It can also be an emotional journey, one that brings both rewards and challenges. So, beyond the physical benefits, how does breastfeeding affect a mother's emotional and mental well-being?
It creates a big impact on the mother. Kasi imagine you're carrying the baby in your womb for 9 months. And then manganganak ka. The stress of going to labor and delivery. And then magpapadede ka after. Ang ano kasi, maraming nadidepress because they are not able to ask for help.
Okay.
And most of the time, the husband fails to recognize that. Na parang it's the job of the mother to feed the child. And expected din na iti-take care niya yung ibang members of the family. So hindi siya dapat ganon. Breastfeeding should be a family effort, a community effort, which means if the mother is breastfeeding, it is the job of the husband or the partner to do the household chores and then give emotional support. And the most important thing is the family should not criticize the mother. Rather, they should encourage her. Na kahit maliit or pagod na siya, they should encourage her na magpahinga ka lang muna and then when you're up to it, magpadede ka ulit. Kasi the more you criticize the mother, the more they feel inadequate. Which is kawawa naman sila. And makikita mo lang slowly bila silang tumatahimik. Kaya for most mothers na nakikita ko lang ganun sa clinic, I ask them to go to the parlor, to do a me time alone, to find yourself again para may lakas ka to produce milk and to take care of your baby.
Okay, and also what is also important is the nutrition, no?
Yes.
That the mother should be taking. So ano po yung dapat kainin ng mom while breastfeeding?
The mother should eat healthy foods. She should shy away from those rich in sugar. And most of the time, we advise them to eat yung galactose, yung mga pagkain that would help produce milk, such as yung malunggay containing food, viands, or even cookies. Marami naman siya sa market. But kahit sabihin mo yung sabaw lang sa tinola, enough na yun eh. Because better talaga yung malunggay na pure, yung natural. Pero kung wala talagang source, they could resort to the pastries or cookies na merong malunggay.
Yung sinasabi yung lactation cookies, no?
Yes, yun yung lactation cookies. Masarap naman siya.
Okay.
Yun nga, as much as possible, kung kaya nung natural, mas maganda. Kasi dinadry yun eh. For some of the cookies, dinadry kasi yung malunggay leaves.
Okay. So as you mentioned kanina, no, Doctora, today's mothers often juggle many responsibilities, no? From caring for their families to pursuing careers and managing household demands. So what practical advice would you give them? In addition to having me time, ano pa pong pwede nilang gawin?
For those who plan on getting pregnant or are already pregnant, they should plan ahead. Meaning, they should be educated on what breastfeeding is about, what it entails, kung paano magkakaroon ng milk, kung ano yung magiging challenges or in the future. And especially if they're working, they should also know their workplace policies with regards to breastfeeding. Majority naman ng companies ngayon have the breastfeeding room. And the break time should be different from the expression of breast milk time. May iba kasing companies pinagsasama yung dalawa. No, magkaiba yun. Iba yung break time, iba din yung break time for the expression of milk.
Nakasama po yan sa labor code?
Yes, ma'am, sa DOH.
Okay. So what can communities and healthcare institutions do to create more supportive environment for breastfeeding moms?
They should create activities for community awareness, like Buntis Day, breastfeeding educations or seminars, or even for layman, para at least mas ma-encourage most moms to go into breastfeeding and encourage them to ask if they don't know how.
So speaking of support systems, education and advocacy play an important role in promoting successful breastfeeding practices, no? So Perpetual Health Medical Center Las Piñas is helping to host the 13th Breastfeeding Congress this August. Can you tell us more about the event?
The 13th National Breastfeeding Congress is a joint effort by the Philippine Pediatric Society together with the Philippine Obstetric and Gynecologist Society.
Okay.
With Perpetual Health Medical Center Las Piñas as the host,
Okay.
the Department of Pediatrics and the Department of OBGYN has come hand in hand to create a congress that would help explain breastfeeding as well as give the sciences behind it, the new workshops, the new guidelines for breastfeeding that would create awareness in the community as well as in the medical world.
Okay. So, what can participants expect from this year's Congress? And who should attend?
It should be attended by physicians, obstetrician-gynecologists, or even the family physicians who are interested in breastfeeding. Lactation consultants, nurses, midwives, advocates, policymakers.
And I understand there's going to be something about the milk bank and the latch, the great latch.
The
What can
Great
we
Latch, it has
yes.
been practiced or it has been started years ago.
Okay.
Wherein we invite mothers who are breastfeeding
Mhm.
to attend a simultaneous breastfeeding and it's captured on video. This is to create awareness
Okay.
and to promote the needs for breastfeeding to create a healthy mother-child relationship.
And how about the milk bank? What are your plans there for the milk bank?
Currently, we are on creating a milk bank with the Delta Junelta Foundation
Okay.
together with Perpetual Health Medical Center Las Piñas. This is to supply or to address the needs for breast milk, especially in the sick dyad, meaning the sick mothers and the sick newborns.
Okay.
It is not meant to replace the human
Uh-huh,
milk
uh-huh.
from the mothers themselves, but rather to provide supplies of breast milk to those babies who need it the most, like the premature babies, which we have a lot in Perpetual, whose mothers are incapable of producing human milk themselves.
Okay.
Currently, we're into the establishment by gathering sponsor sources for the funds,
Okay.
but we have more or less launched it during the Congress,
Okay.
the creation or establishment of the milk bank.
Okay. Do you want to push this as well? That it be a nationwide project, this milk bank?
There are currently more than 40 plus milk banks in the
Okay.
country. The nearest in Perpetual was from Hospital ng Muntinlupa.
Okay.
We're the only institution in the south of Metro Manila
Okay.
who would be creating this milk bank. And this is
Okay.
to address the needs from the adjacent areas like Cavite, Parañaque, Pasay. So we can help them with their needs for the human milk bank. But we also would like to cater first to the patients who are admitted in our institution.
Okay.
Then, kung merong sobra or there is a need to supply or meron talagang mga newborns na kailangan, then we give them. But majority should be within the institution first.
Okay. So before we end, Doctora, there's one message you'd like mothers to remember about breastfeeding. What would it be?
Breastfeeding education should start during pregnancy and not after delivery. And if this is your time to know more about breastfeeding. So, and you should ask your OB-GYN to be guided about the whole thing. Your confusions, your anxieties should be addressed. So when it's time for you to deliver the baby, you would be confident enough to take care of the newborn yourself.
Okay. So, Dr. Joyce, thank you for sharing your insights with us today.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, today's conversation reminds us that breastfeeding is not only beneficial for babies, it is also beneficial for mothers. From supporting recovery after childbirth to promoting long-term health and emotional well-being, breastfeeding can make a meaningful difference in a woman's life. At the same time, successful breastfeeding requires support. Families, healthcare providers, workplaces, and communities all have a role to play in helping mothers feel informed, encouraged, and empowered throughout their breastfeeding journey. To our viewers and listeners, thank you for joining us for another meaningful conversation on Freshly Brewed. Until next time, stay informed, stay healthy, and keep the conversations brewing.
And that wraps up today's episode of Freshly Brewed. Thank you for joining us, and we hope today's conversation helped you better understand the importance of breastfeeding and its many benefits for mothers and their babies. Stay informed, stay inspired, and make smarter choices every day with Business Mirror. For the latest stories and updates, visit Business Mirror and follow us on our social media channels. Stay ahead, no more, and I'll see you next time.